but things like workers' comp, casualty insurance that you might need, property and casualty if you happen to own the building you're in, or even if you're a tenant, you have to have insurance for the building that you're renting, things like that. Do you assist with that?
I advise. I provide options on property and casualty that would cover the property, that would cover the workers' comp. It would cover the liability. All the other programs that are tied into, or the packages that are tied into an insurance policy. Because I deal with such small companies, and some small companies don't realize this is out there. It's called a business owner's policy, otherwise in the insurance industry known as a BOP, B-O-P, BOP. And what that does, if you fit into the category to where you can quote a BOP for a small business, you're going to save a lot of money rather than writing individual products.
Again, that's very intriguing to me. What are the, generically speaking, I know you can't get into detail, but generically speaking, what constitutes a business owner policy criteria?
It's based on number of employees, based on square footage of your operation, based on revenue. There's a lot of things that qualify you to be able to get a BOP or to qualify for that BOP. So that's first of all. I mean, income is really the biggest driver of that.
Okay.
Some insurance companies have different levels.
Right. Okay. Now, we talked about it at the beginning of the show here, the difference between a broker and a direct agent in the insurance industry. I would think of one of the big boys, the Allstates or the State Farms or somebody like that, who work for an insurance company as opposed to a broker who works independently and farms out a client to any of a number of different insurance companies. Are you a broker in that regard?
I am a broker. I've been brokering for 15 years. Again, I had 22 years experience at relatively high levels in corporate America. And then I went in on my own saying, this is enough working for somebody else. So the answer is I brokered right from the beginning because I wanted choice. And choice is power. If I can provide a customer 4 or 5 different options and explain the different options to them, they may see one product that's a little more expensive than another product, but it offers a service that the others doesn't, that they won't. So it's more valuable to them. Mm-hmm. But it's a service that I provide that gives options to customers.
And as Jean alluded to, people look at brokers, and some, such as myself, respect it greatly and say, you know what, yes, you are adding a middleman to the process, and isn't it nice to avoid the middleman and go straight to the source? But the reality is, sure, if you could go straight to the source and get the exact same thing, there might be benefit, but you go to that source and get turned down, and then you go to another source and get turned down, whereas the broker can go to 5 sources at once and find you what you need. That's part A. Part B is the difference between wholesale and retail rates, and I know Carolyn had alluded to that. You go to your bank, they turn you down. Carolyn goes to your bank, and they get you approved because she has access that you don't have. In the insurance industry, then the last piece of the puzzle in my mind on why people may or may not use a broker. Oh, well, that's going to cost me more. You're adding a middleman. Obviously, it has to add cost. Len's not working for free. Carolyn's not working for free. But as I understand it, it doesn't cost you more because you're getting a wholesale retail rate, or you're being paid by the ultimate company that issues the policy. Can you explain that a little to help?
Yeah, now you're getting me excited.
Okay.
No, the broker, if they do their job properly, they provide the choice, and many times a customer comes to me and says, "Well, how much are you charging me?" And I tell them, "My service to you is free." Brokers represent insurance companies. In my case, insurance companies compensate me for selling their products. There are captive insurance companies out there that hire in-house sales reps only, and they do not use brokers. A good example of that for individual health insurance is right here in Brevard County. Health First didn't have individual products, and there wasn't a captive source for me to sell an individual product through Health First. Let me give you a better explanation of Health First. Health First, their Advantage programs and their Medicare programs, they had captive agents for many, many years. I could not represent Health First. Now I can represent Health First. They opened the doors 3 years ago for us, and I believe their production has increased dramatically. It didn't cost them a penny more. It might have made them more money by paying us a percentage.
Right, and that would be because in paying an in-house person, they're paying a salary, the HR, all the stuff we started off with at the beginning of this. They're paying all of those fees, cost, expenses. Now, to you, you're an independent contractor or unrelated. You're a broker, and you send them a deal, and they send you a little piece for sending them the deal, and everybody wins.
That's exactly right.
That's how hopefully we're making America great again by enabling all of us to work hard and make a living and help create that win-win situation. If y'all don't mind, I do want to put a little plug into the real estate broker world. And
I was just going to say, do that, John.
Thank you. As the broker-owner of Waterview Realty Services, and Jean is one of my spectacular agents, and anyone needing real estate should give Jean a call. I get calls all the time from either sellers who want to sell their property, and that's a little bit different. If you're doing it for sale by owner, clearly, in my opinion, real estate brokers earn their fee by marketing and assisting with the process, and Jean can elaborate on that better. But for buyers, when a buyer is looking for a property, it's insane to me not to use a real estate agent to help them find a property because it doesn't cost the buyer anything. The seller does pay a real estate brokerage commission. So when you sell your house through a brokerage, you pay a commission for the sale. So there is a cost to that. And in my opinion, the brokers earn their fees. But for a buyer, there's no cost. You're getting experienced quality representation, somebody who's looking out for your interest, who's making sure you're getting the house that's right for you, knows details about the neighborhood, knows details about the schools and crime and just style of community. Some people like things loud, some people like things quiet. All of those little things that you wouldn't know from shopping around on the internet. Right. And having a local real estate agent find you a home and it costs you nothing. Again, there's my plug for using the broker in the real estate world.
Exactly. We do the same thing that Len and Carolyn does. You know, we have at our disposal all the listings as opposed to trying to call each listing as it pops up on Realtor.com or whatever site. So find yourself a good real estate broker or buyer's broker, and then they can shop for you. Doesn't cost you anything, and it takes all the worry out of that step. Go ahead, Len.
I'd like to add a little to what John just said. And you're aware of a situation Jean, you're aware of a situation I'm working on now. Anybody can go out there and buy a house on their own and sell a house on their own. Anybody can go out there and buy insurance on their own and not sell insurance, but buy insurance on their own. Mm-hmm. In a certain case that I'm working on right now, a person actually bought their own insurance and did a good job buying it, but didn't understand the fine details behind it, or they may not have understood it thoroughly. An agent would bring all those things out in the forefront and make sure that certain things happen on time.
Well, give the example of what happened, that this person lost their insurance based on something that was...
one of these marketplace situations?
Right.
Because I have a few notices of my own on the marketplace, so I'm very curious to hear what I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, when you apply at the marketplace, everything's tied to the IRS. And a lot of people still don't know that, believe it or not. But when you put your income in the computer and you're applying for a marketplace plan, the IRS already knows what you make. And when you put something in there that's not making sense, according to their computers, they're asking for more details to prove your income. So in this particular case, this person needed to prove their income and get it in and get the information in on a certain time, and it just didn't happen according to the marketplace. As it turns out, they did do it on time, but the marketplace misplaced the paperwork that she sent.
So technically she thinks her insurance was dropped.
Right.
And it's terrible. Now she's got to fight to get her insurance back and prove that she sent the various forms. A lot of people don't realize that you've got all that to worry about. But if they've gone through a broker and you might have highlighted that, don't forget you got to do this. And what is on something like that in Marketplace? Is it every year you have to renew online as far as your income, or how do they do that?
It's always good to look at your options. Technically, if you're in a plan on the Marketplace and it's going to be in the same plan for the same company the following year, you can do nothing and it automatically rolls over. But it's always best to look at your options because things change.
Mm-hmm. We've got a couple minutes left, and what I'd like to have you explain, people that might be on Medicare, the difference between Advantage plans and the supplements.
You know, there's Obamacare is partially funded on the backs of Medicare. And you may have heard that in the news or seen it in the news. And what that basically means is they're taking money away from the Advantage plans, and it's to the tune of, I believe, $700 billion over a 10-year period. And they have not yet taken near the portion they should have taken out over the last 3 years, the last 4 years, actually. They've taken some out. If they were to take that whole entire amount out, the Advantage plans would probably cease to exist. The Advantage plan is a very good plan for a senior citizen that doesn't have a lot of income coming in and wants good care. It's excellent care. A supplement, the way I look at it, is more the Cadillac of their options. And what I mean by Cadillac, not taking away from the Advantage plans because they are very good, especially the local ones with Health First. But the supplements allow you to go to any doctor that accepts Medicare.
I always thought a supplement was like a separate plan that kind of kicked in when the other one.
It does.
Might be paying your deductibles or something.
It does. The Medicare portion is paid. It's paid 80-20 on the out services side of the business, the doctor visits, the ancillary care, the outpatient surgeries. So that 20% is on you. If you don't have an Advantage plan or a supplement plan, that 20% is on you. If you have a supplement plan, the insurance company pays the 20%. Mm-hmm. If you get into a Part F supplement, there's many parts, but the Cadillac of the supplements is the Part F right now, and the Part F virtually pays every penny. And I apologize for the banging. That's me getting nervous in the background.
Now, the Advantage plan, just so that I understand, the Advantage plan is just a single plan that is it the same 80-20, but it actually will cover the other 20?
The insurance company picks up the entire bill.
Okay, so in an Advantage plan, they pay the entire bill. A supplement picks up the 20 on the 80-20. However, you say one is different over the other. So is it a cost difference? Is it
the cost? There is a cost difference, but the government supplements the insurance companies. The government actually pays the insurance companies to take care of the insured.
Okay.
You've been listening to Len Della Rocco, and please give out your information if you want more information on all these different topics we've talked about today. Len, let us know how they can get in touch with you.
Sure. Len Della Rocco, Space Coast Benefits. My phone number is 321-288-5575, and my website is spacecoastbenefits, plural as in benefits.com.
And thank you, Len, for joining us. Carolyn Wolf with Certified Mortgage Planners. How can they get a hold of you?
Best way is cell phone, Jean. That's 321-795-9103. And it was a pleasure again.
And thank you for joining us, Carolyn. And last but not least, Jonathan Lack with Lack & Lack Chartered. How might they get more information about your services?
Okay, for any real estate needs, whether you're buying, selling, anything to do with real estate, you can call Lack & Lack Chartered at area code 321-953-5115 or on the web at lacklaw.com. But also check out our new revised waterviewre.com Waterview Realty site.
Great. Thank you all for joining us today on Your Hometown